Good evening. In less than 48 hours, we will know the results of the assembly elections held in the five states last month. Meanwhile, the India Today Access My India exit poll has predicted a sweeping victory for the Joram's People Movement, a relatively new party in the Mizoram. If this prediction becomes a reality on December 3rd, let's not forget India Today Access My India exit poll has 95% accuracy rate. ZPM leader Lalu Homa, a 74-year-old former IPS officer, will be sworn in as the next Chief Minister of Mizoram. The predicted result is seen as the result of strong anti-incumbency against CM Joram Thanga-led MNF government and also a desire for change in the state. Many experts are terming it as a up movement in Mizoram. In next few hours, India Today NE will make sense of this exit poll, analyzing threadbare the factors that may bring us a historic result in the northeastern state. In this special broadcast, we have with us Sports Minister and MNF leader Robert Romeo Roy Tesa, Senior Leader from ZPM TBC Lal Chunga, and political commentator Dr. Jan Kongam Dongal Sir, professor in Mizoram University. We have also some young voters, Lal Rin Louis, Joshua Lalram Din Thara. I am also joined by my colleague Kaushik Deka, who is the executive editor of India Today magazine and editor India Today NE. Before I go to our guest, Kaushik will bring to us a recap of the exit poll. Over to you, Kaushik.
Thank you, Afrida. As we know, the exit poll was a bit shocking for all of us. In a sense, we expected the JPM to perform well this time, better than the past performances. But what we saw was a sweeping result. JPM may win 28 to 35 seats. Uh, in the past, we have seen Access My India polls have a 95% accuracy rate. So we hope this time also we are proven correct. And not because India Today is backing JPM or not, we are backing our poll. An MNF, the ruling party, very shockingly, it's going down to 3 to 7 seats. And Congress, the national party, which was in power for long, it might be restricted to 2 to 4 seats. And BJP, the other national party, which actually contested in 23 seats, they may not, they may get a blank. The most interesting part is the vote share position. If we look at the vote share of JPM, it's almost 50% of voting for JPM. It's 49% point something, but that's quite interesting. MNF, it is 27%, Congress 20%, and BJP 2%. Others are 2%. If we compare in the past performance for the MNF ruling party, it's a big fall from the 26 seats that it won in 2018, and with 37, almost 38% vote share, it has dropped down to just 27% vote share, and it's losing more than 20 seats. Same with Congress. Congress performance last time was also not great. It won 5 seats with a voting percentage of 30%. Now it has come down to 20% vote share. So all the parties, the traditional parties, if we can say so, they are almost wiped out from Mizoram. While JPM, it's a kind of coalition of different political parties, political leaders. As we were discussing yesterday in India Today TV show, the leaders are not very unknown. They have been there for quite some time, but this time they have probably regrouped in a much better way, helped by many factors which we will analyze. And if the results are right, we are proved to be correct, then I believe the Laldun Huma, who has been in politics since 1984. If I'm not wrong, he won the Lok Sabha election for the first time in 1984. after he was inspired by Indira Gandhi, whose security in charge he was. And since then, he has been in politics, and probably his moment under the sun has come. So, to before we get into the nitty-gritties of this exit poll, I would like to seek a reaction from the JPM leader who is with us on what exactly he believes, provided the disclaimer is there, assuming that this result is correct. What probably worked for his party this time that didn't work earlier? What was the big change this time?
Kaushik, can you just repeat the question because Lalbhan Chunga has just joined us?
Okay, welcome to the show. My question is very simple. We are assuming this exit poll is correct. That disclaimer is already there. Based on that, if you could give us your insight on what exactly worked for JPM this time, that it was not working earlier, from just 8 seats last time to this clean sweep of it could go as high up to 35 seats. So, what worked for you?
So, can you please unmute yourself?
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, we can
Yeah.
hear you. Yeah.
The time was a little bit rushed. Yeah. Actually, this time a little bit different from the 2018 because it was a newly formed political party. Although the anti-incumbency of the Congress party was there, uh, but the political wave couldn't reach to the rural areas. That was the setback in 2018. But this time, as we supposedly believe on your this thing, the exit poll is also highly highly likely that the outcome would be in accordance with the exit poll. This mainly because of the anti-incumbency of both the MNF and the Congress Party by the people. It's not that ZPM has become the best choice, but only because there is no other alternative right now. The political discourse of Mizoram has changed a lot due to the information technology and all these things. So we utilize mostly through the advent of these 4Gs in the rural areas. Outreach is much more easier than before, and the most helpful thing is that the maladministration in the rural areas especially who can now claim their rights and who can acknowledge what is happening in and around us, not only here in Mizoram. So that leads to the wave of anti-incumbency in favor of the ZPM, I think.
So, are you trying to say, in a sense, correct me if I'm wrong, uh, the information technology has helped you reach out to the people, particularly in rural areas? Your message, your ideology, your policies were the same in the past as it is now. But earlier, you couldn't reach out to the rural areas as effectively as you have probably done now because of internet and mobile phones.
Yeah, that's exactly correct.
Okay, so then the ruling party MNF, which had all the facilities with it, and it was the ruling dispensation, and still could not probably effectively use the communication mode, or was it a vote against, as your JPM colleague had said, that the party may not have been the best choice, but people have lost faith in MNF and Congress, MNF particularly as the ruling party. It could deliver it promised because it was a not only a regional force, but also it had sought recognition as the voice of Mizo people, considering what happened in Manipur and the influx of Myanmar. Your party and especially Chief Minister Joram Thanga, you raised these issues. You even went against your ally BJP, the central government, in terms of how to deal with the influx from Myanmar. So all these things didn't work for you.
Uh, to be honest, it is
No, no, this question
difficult to
is
say
for the
that.
This
MNF
question is
leader.
for the Honorable Sports Minister of Mizoram.
Yes.
At the outset, I would like to say that our discussion is going to be to confine with the India Today, exists my India poll only. But in view of the weight, visibility, and I think we should discuss about the post-poll reports of other agencies also. Because I am totally against the number given by the India Today, Axis My India, that is 28 to 35. My friend TB Silvan Sunga may not accept also, because if you see the ground reality of the ground realities of the various constituencies of Mizoram, there are as many as 14 to 15 MLA constituencies where the presence of ZPM is very, very minimal and insignificant. How can India today give 35 seats despite the fact that more than 14, 13, 14 MLA seats are, you see, with, without ZPM. Of course, membership are there, but the members and the presence is very insignificant in these constituencies. And number two is that I have six post-poll report with me now. Out of six, only two have given the a bigger number of you see MLS to ZPM. Well, four, double of the two, have given an edge to MNF party. So it would be wrong to say that to moderate the discussion, saying that ZPM is edging the political scenario in Mizoram. And in view of the good structure of MNF party, which is lacking in ZPM, we are very, very confident that as for post-poll surveys, surveys predict MNF would certainly continue ruling Mizoram.
So you're pretty confident that you will come back again in Mizoram.
Yes, because post-poll reports have already shown the results.
May have other post-poll exit poll reports may have shown that, but India Today Access My India poll doesn't say so. But we are not saying that we are the gospel truth. But if you are coming back to power, what are the factors you think work for you? Do you think that
Myself,
Mizoram, the conflict in Manipur and the influx from Myanmar,
yeah,
these two issues, the
there, there,
immigration from
there could
these two
be
issues worked emotionally for MNF?
there could be a number of factors. Number one is that MNF party has a proper structure, not only at the state district block, but even at the village level. And for your information, the moderators, you see, out of 86 local councils, MNF could get more than 83. That is a very high percentage. And if you see the number of village councils under the MNF party, it is more than 70%. And the in the elections after 2018, almost all elections, excepting Mara Autonomous District Council elections, MNF won the elections. And but mention made of the fact that in Lunglei, that is the second capital, MNF miserably lost the fray. ZPM has done very
And
well.
JPM swept it.
Yes, ZPM has
And
got all the seats. So, in view of the village councils, in view of local councils, in view of ISOL municipal corporations, in view of HPC, which also has an elected body, in all these various you see, government setups, MNF is prevailing. So I don't see any reason why MNF will not prevail upon other parties in this election also.
but you cannot discount the Lunglei results also. Maybe
That is
that
that
was the
that
beginning of the change.
that was utilized by MNF party as a, you see, uh, to wake MNF up, and from Lunglei results, MNF has restructured itself, and performance wise also, and also the strategies wise, the various programs being uh, organized by MNF party. We use the our bad results of Lunglei, so that is another point for the revival of MNF before the election.
Mr. Lalvan Chunga, the Honorable Sports Minister has repeatedly talked about the organizational weakness of supposed organizational weakness of JPM. How do you respond to that? Do you think that because it's a kind of amalgamation of various parties, some of the leaders are already veteran in Mizoram politics, so organizationally your party is weaker and probably it could win certain seats only because of a wave. If there is a wave, and if there is no wave, then organizationally it's not capable of winning an assembly election. Do you agree to that argument?
I don't, definitely, because that has been the propaganda spread out by both our opponents during the whole campaign in the within the last 5 years. Because if the organization is so weak, how come the ZPM has become the main opponent of the ruling party? Because of the organization structure only, we come up to this part. We're looking after all the other exit polls. Well, देखा जाएगा तो this if you look at the Lunglei also, if you look at the Lunglei municipal election, I was the convener there in the election committee from the party. I do know how strong it is because I do accept that there might be a little bit different from the other organized established parties structural point of view. But from our own point of view, you have come to this far, and they have been accusing of us. They have been accusing us of having internal problems and a leadership role, and there's so many things has been thrown upon us in the last 4 years. But still, however, we come up to this. And that definitely proved him wrong in saying that the organization structure is weak, because if the structure is weak, we won't be able to announce our candidates 6 months prior instead of other political parties. Even after the announcement of the election by the ECI, they were unable to announce. They were unable to uh, made up their mind with regards to the candidates also. So that basically means that it's the ruling party who lost their speakers, it's the ruling party who lost their prominent members, it's the ruling party and the Congress who lost their big names in the political parties. That definitely shows how strong their internal organization is. So basically, that accusation is definitely wrong.
So we have heard the two
Let me
parties,
interview.
JPM
Let
and
me intervene
MNF.
once. Let me intervene once. You see, ZPM, just before the election also, the six of the PSC members, that is public affair, you see, political affairs committee members have left ZPM. And it's also this is also because of the weak organization, and uh, I am sure this will also usually impact some constituencies that the surveyor or the survey team may not understand.
Okay, okay,
Okay.
I take your point, but now I would like to go to Professor J. Dongle because we have heard both the parties. One, depending on the outcome, one would be the winner, one would be the challenger. Uh, Professor Dongle, how do you see the outcome of this survey, exit poll? Do you agree with this, or you think that we may be partially correct, or it's completely off track?
So, Kosik, at the very outset, I would like to ask you that question.
Yes, please.
On what finding you base your survey, and you are so cocksure that as if result is already declared?
I am not saying we
What
are
is it your survey?
100% sure. Yes, I'll tell you, we do a very scientific survey. We have a sample size which I can share with you after this program. We have detailed scientific, we always do a detailed scientific survey on the day of the polling. And it has been tested, it has been verified. And yes, I agree, we may go wrong. But as I said at the beginning, we have, among all the surveys, we have the 95% accuracy rate. But I am not saying that it is gospel truth. The whole discussion is
But
based on if
but
this survey comes true.
but
Yes, please.
from your first expression itself, you mentioned
Hmm.
as if the result is already declared.
No, I haven't said that the result is already declared. It's an exit poll.
You didn't say that
So,
the result is already declared, but the way how you present as if the result is already declared. It looks as if
no
the
way.
result is already declared.
Exactly.
No way.
Yes.
If I haven't said that, nor our intent is that.
But it is
As I
clear.
said, this.
But it is clear from your expression. It is
So,
clear from your
so,
expression.
So, what is
That
your view
so
on this? So, what is
I
your
am
view
that
on
asking you
this?
your view. I am
that
asking
very
your
word
view. You may
showed
disagree.
the
You may
biasness
disagree
of
with this
the channel.
survey. You may disagree with this survey. I am not asking you to support our survey. If you disagree, you
I
could
don't
put
mean I
forward
don't
your
mean that I
points on
disagree
what
or
basis
disagree,
you
but the way
disagree.
how you present, it look as if the result is already declared. That's what I
The
mean
result
only.
is not out. I ask only based on the survey. Now, Professor Dongal, if you could explain how do you see this result? You may disagree with it, and if you disagree, then what is your point
See,
of view on the outcome?
I've already told some other national channels also. The ground reality in Mizoram is different.
Okay.
The ground situation in Mizoram is different from Maharashtra. It is different from Madhya Pradesh. It is different from Rajasthan. It is different from Chhattisgarh. So, on the basis of what you survey and from what you have observed, if distant observation is made from mainland without knowing the ground reality here, there may be
Let me interrupt you,
a
sir. Let me
certain
interrupt
problem.
you.
And with regard to that,
This is not an armchair
yeah, I'm
survey.
coming to the
This has
point.
been done on ground. This is an on ground survey. It has been done in Mizoram.
Professor Dongel, I would like to support your viewpoint. You see, how come 35 seats are given to ZPM? Well, they have very little and insignificant presence in more than 12, 13 seats.
We
Who
have
has done
heard
it?
that point. We have heard that point, but
Yeah,
I would
yeah.
like to hear
Okay.
from Professor Dongal. What
Okay,
is your
I'll come to the
assessment?
point now.
There
I'll
is
come to the
no
point
ground.
now.
Your assessment.
It is very clear that there
Yeah,
is no ground
yeah, yeah, yeah.
survey.
Let
From the
let
table
me come.
only,
It
the
is a
survey was
ground
done.
survey. Let's not cast aspersion on the survey. We have proper sample size. It has been done in Mizoram only, and it is
Yeah,
not an armchair
yeah,
survey.
yeah.
And it
Whether
is, in my
whether
essence, it's not a
whether your
overnight survey. We have been doing it for
sample
years.
survey it becomes a reality or not, that will be proved on 3rd December.
Yes,
So now
definitely.
let me come to the point. And as we know, in this political situation, so in the 9 Mizoram State Legislative Assembly election, neck to neck fight is there between ZPM and MNF. That is non for sure. So the two national parties, Congress and BJP, they are marginalized from the wave also that we can know. BJP is nowhere, and Congress is also not yet revived. So that is the situation. So the neck-to-neck fight is between ZPM and MNF, and in many constituencies, it is really a neck-to-neck fight. It is not sure whether ZPM candidate or MNF candidate may win. There are many such constituency. So that is the situation. But some poll predictions, they predict hung assembly. That I don't support it. So voters of Mizoram, they usually go for single party majority government. And I think the same may be repeated this year also. So as of now, as we know, the main battle is between MNF and ZPM. It is neck to neck fight between the two. And in such a way, uh, it for example, on counting day also, it will be mainly a tussle between these two parties. Due to that,
Agreed.
so
Agreed. Agreed.
looking at your
Agreed, Professor.
assessment, I heard that it is a bit over assessment. That's what I can say.
Agreed,
It
Professor.
is a bit
Agreed,
over
Professor.
assessment.
You are saying that it will be a fight between MNF and JPM, right? So, and one of the parties will have the
It
majority.
will.
It will not be hung.
It
It
is
will not
not.
be
It
hung
will be. It is
situation.
a fight between MNF and ZPM. That
Yes,
is
of
the.
course.
It
It
is a
is a
fight
fight
between MNF
between
and ZPM. That
MNF
is
and
here.
JPM, and
Yeah, yeah,
but
yeah,
but you are also saying that it will not be hung assembly. Am I right?
yeah, yeah.
So either of the parties will have the majority,
Yeah, yeah.
a clear
Either of the party
majority,
will have the upper hand.
clear majority. Yeah. So from your experience and assessment, which party do you think will have that majority? What is your prediction?
But, so it is a neck-to-neck fight between the two parties. Which party will
Yes.
have the upper hand? That will be clear on 3rd December. Why should I predict earlier?
Okay, so you are sitting on the fence on this issue. Uh, I will come to the young voters now. Uh, there are two young voters with us. Lurleen is with us. I'll first come to her. How do you see first? How do you see this prediction? India Today, Axis My India poll. Do you agree with the assessment, or you think it's off track, or you think marginally it could be somewhere on this line? JPM may be the winner, but not by this big margin.
Yeah, so yes, I've come across the exit polls from India Today, Exist My India, that the PM's vote share is expected to touch 49%, while MNF is only 27%, Congress 20%, and BJP and others 2%. So I think since Mizoram's separation as a state in 1987 after years of insurgency, it has been alternately ruled by the Mizo National Front (MNF) and the Congress. So I think this year's 2023 election, I think the Mizo people here in Mizoram, especially the youth, are interested and looking forward to this regional party called ZPM, the opposition party. So I think the result will be interesting, which we will be counting on this coming Sunday, that is 3rd December. Yeah.
Now, because why I'm asking you so, when we break down the data now of the sample size, 52% voters who are aged between 18 to 25, and 53% voters who are aged between 26 and 35, they have voted for JPM. Contrast to only 24 and 25% for MNF and 20 and 17% for Congress. So what you were saying, you were actually reflecting here on the live show. We have a voter, young voter, who is actually expressing the views that we have captured in the sample survey. We have Joshua also, another young voter. What is your view on this survey? Do you think we are bang on target or we are off track? Joshua.
Uh, so your question is about whether the survey is
First, your assessment of this survey that we have given 28 to 35 seats to JPM and only 5 to 7 seats to, sorry, 3 to 7 seats to MNF and 2 to 4 seats to Congress. Do you agree with this?
Yeah, it could be agreeable that
You are, can you raise your voice a bit?
yeah, I myself agree to
Can you
those.
speak little bit louder?
Louder, please.
Is my voice
volume
audible?
khat ti sang ro.
Is my voice audible?
Yes, you are audible, but a bit, if you could speak a bit louder.
Okay, this is as loud as I can speak.
Okay, okay. We'll try to make sense of that.
So,
Go on, please.
from my view, the two parties, MNF and Congress, have been
No, it's not
ruling.
clearly audible. Joshua, it's not clearly audible.
No, no, let him speak. Let him speak. Let him speak. I'm here.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, yes. Go on, go on, go on.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
from my point of view, the MNF and Congress have been ruling
That is actually
Mizoram for many years. So, from that view, many of the young teenagers think that this time ZPM
I'm
can
sorry.
rule, but
I'm sorry.
the point of view of
18 to
others,
20,
not of all.
18 to
So,
25
Honorable
meters.
Sports Minister, could you please mute yourself?
yes.
No, no, you go ahead, please.
So I think there's a possibility that there will be a difference in this election.
So you think there will be a change in this election? The outcome will may surprise people, right?
Yes, it may.
Okay, I'll come back to Professor Dongal. It's not about the result, but an analysis of when we talk about JPM, it was primarily seen as an urban party. And the issue is that Mizoram is primarily a rural state. So the party didn't have much impact. Now it has come to a situation, to a stage which you also agree that it is giving a tough contest to MNF, the ruling MNF. So both are giving tough fight to each other. So despite initially being seen as a rural party, what worked for JPM that it has come to at least now giving to a close fight to the ruling MNF and actually has in last election only it had overtaken the Congress, the other national party.
Uh, I think the main factor through which ZPM can influence the voters and particularly the young voters is through the slogan of Kalpung Thar, new system. New system. And so many voters, they would like to test that. They would like to prove whether this new system really work or not. For that, they would like to give a chance to ZPM. And with regard to this growing popularity of ZPM, once in my conversation with Pulal Duama last year, we were together in one program. Then at that time, he asked me about the chance of the party. But I told him at that time, if PM really wants to develop as the party which can give challenge to MNF, ZPM should develop its network in the rural area. Because earlier, ZPM was only urban based, only in Aizawl. Other than Pulal Duoma, the rest of the seats where ZPM won in 2018 was mainly in Aizawl city only. And maybe through its network, ZPM improved uh, its party network in the rural area. And now the wave, ZPM wave, is going around. And if this wave really translate into votes, then there may be chance for ZPM. But if this wave stops in the ear, it may not be. So, in this election, we have to see on 3rd December whether this wave really translate into votes or not. That will be proved on 3rd December.
Do you also agree with the JPM leader's point of view that information technology played a role in disseminating their information or their ideology, their policies, or whatever they stand for to the rural people also?
Yeah, it may be true to some extent, but in that regard, not only in ZPM, even MNF, Congress, and BJP also, they utilize this IT machinery. Not only the ZPM, all the political parties, they utilize it. So, as the main concern is uh, the slogan of Kalpungthar, new system. Will this new system really is practicable or implementable or not? Many voters, they would like to have a taste at that. I think that is the main factor why the PM wave is running fast. But as I've said, will this wave really translate into votes? That
I
is
think
another.
Afrida has a question.
Yeah, I have a question to this JPM leader. If you win on 3rd, what do you think? JPM will do alliance with the BJP? Will they become part of the NEDA as the MNF continues to do so? Because BJP is in the center. And your election manifesto, you have mentioned it, that you are not going to do any alliance.
Yeah, definitely. We don't need to go in alliance with any of neither NIDA, NDA, or something as such. As per our distinct party resolution, we have already made it clear that we are going to be single-handedly win this election, and there's no need of collaboration or coalition with any other political parties, either in the center or here. That is totally different matters.
If
We are
not,
a regional party.
if not, you are not getting any majority, then
That is the party to decide first of all.
okay. Over to you, Kenny.
Today in our show also, we do not have representative from the two national parties. And if we carefully observe, we have seen that Congress
You are
more
not
or less,
inviting them or what? Kosik.
we did invite,
Okay.
by and large, Congress has been wiped off from the Northeast. And if we look at BJP also, the BJP, obviously it's in power in Assam, in Arunachal Pradesh, in Manipur, and in Tripura also. But if we look, carefully observe BJP also, the BJP by and large, the in Northeast, they're full of members from Congress. They're a new version of Congress. Uh, why do you think that Congress lost relevance in the state? Because it's very surprising that a party which has ruled Mizoram for so many years, in last poll also they were five, and this time they might get only 2 to 4 seats. What happened to the party, Professor Dongal? And I'll come to the Honorable Sports Minister and the JPM leader also. But first, I would like to hear from the political analyst.
See, Kosik, the political situation in Mizoram is different from other states of Northeast India. Yes, we know, in other states of Northeast India like Manipur, Nagaland, Assam, then Arunachal Pradesh, even Meghalaya also, BJP is entering through the back door. And with just 2 MLAs also, BJP is part of coalition government in
The
Meghalaya.
effort is on in Mizoram also.
But why in Mizoram? Why in Mizoram? Why BJP is not having inroad in Mizoram? So in the previous term, BJP had for the first time MLA in Mizoram Legislative Assembly, and BJP had MLA in 2018 not only because of BJP manifesto, not because of Hindutva influence, not due to the magic of Modi, but Congress MLA at that time, BD Chakma, along with Congress members defected to BJP. Just because of that, BJP could get the chance to have membership. Then after that, from Mara Autonomous District Council, all Congress MDCs, they defected to BJP, and from the backdoor, BJP government was installed. Then now BJP government is functioning in Mara Autonomous District Council. Then why there is BJP candidate? There are two BJP candidates in Saiha district because their leaders are BJP. Just because of that, they are in BJP. Not due to BJP manifesto, not due to Modi's magic, or not due to Hindutva influence. Just because their leaders are in BJP, because of that, they are in BJP. It does not mean that BJP has made inroad because of their ideology in Mizoram. That
So,
is,
so like in other states of Northeast, it's always individual. The results are always dependent on the individual
yeah,
magic,
yeah, yeah.
the candidate's strengths and weaknesses, and mostly people follow the
And
candidates.
let me
Am
add,
I
let
right?
me add one point. Kosik, if you allow me, let me add one point.
Yes, yes, please go ahead.
So, Prime Minister Narendra Modi was supposed to come to Mizoram for election campaign, but why he cancelled?
Yes.
Then why did Home Minister Amit Shah campaign his visit to Mizoram? Because they knew that even if they come here in Mizoram and campaign, it will not have positive result at all. Just because of that, they cancel their visit. Due to that, in Mizoram, BJP BJP is nowhere. That is a fact. And due to that,
Uh,
all the political parties, all the three political parties, MNF, ZPM, and Congress, they want to distance themselves from BJP. They don't want to identify themselves with BJP. And let's see MNF. Puravad may better explain than me after me. See, MNF is part of NDA alliance with BJP at the national level. Then MNF
yes.
is together with BJP in NIDA alliance in the northeast level. But within Mizoram, MNF never wants to identify itself with BJP. The reason Puravad may better explain than me. So such is the situation. All the political parties, the three parties, Congress, MNF, and ZPM, they don't want to identify themselves with the BJP. So that is the situation here in Mizoram.
So for MNF, which party is more untouchable, Congress or BJP? If there is a situation, and then this is a hypothetical question, that MNF falls short of the majority mark by a few seats, and they need support either from Congress or BJP. Which party they would prefer to take support? Your party is in power. Your party is in alliance with BJP at the center. It's part of NEDA also, but yes, we inside Mizoram, you take a completely different stand. And on certain issues like the influx from Myanmar, you took a strong stand against the central government directives also. So, given a chance, which party you will take support from? I am assuming that you fall short of by a handful of seats. This is a hypothetical question. Don't say that you will get majority. Just if the situation arises, which one will be more untouchable, BJP or Congress?
I don't expect the situation that you have just mentioned may arise. I don't expect that. And in case only, if it
In
happens,
case, hypothetical, hypothetical.
the authorities in the party will decide. And
Okay.
I'd like to clarify the manner MNF party is with the NDA at the national level and NETA at the regional level. I would like to take this opportunity to uh, explain to the viewers. You see, NDA, as we all know, is the group which was formed against the UPA group, and MNF being the you see MNF main opponent in Mizoram is Congress. So in order to fight against Congress, there is no other option than joining the NDA. But let me clarify very clearly that joining of NDA at the central level doesn't mean that MNF is subordinated to NDA. And while we are in the NDA, we have our own full authority. We have our own constitution, and we have our own way of decision making. There is no dilution of powers of the MNF while joining the NDA. So also is the case of NEDA. So like-minded political parties join hands at the national level, and there are two groups now, and earlier also. So the other group, since the group is without Congress, MNF just joined it, and we have seen very recently also that MNF has exercised its full authority, full power while voting in the parliament also against the NDA directive. And also, that is a clear proof that MNF has liberty, freedom, and also, you see, full authority in determining its course of action politically also. And coming back to the state level, we don't have any alliance. We don't have any partnership with the BJP party at the state level. So, BJP member, a BJP MLA is not allowed by the MNF party to sit with the ruling MNF because we don't have any partnership or alliance at the central level. Well, our MPs are very much welcomed by the NDA group because we are a part of NDA. So it is not dangerous on the part of the people of Mizoram to ally with NDA the manner we have been doing. And it is the best form of working together at this stage. So I would like to make it very clear that alliance, there is no alliance at the state level. Now also in the last election, we were fighting like anything with BJP. But despite the fact that BJP has fought us, BJP has fought against MNF like anything in the preceding elections also, and in the last election also. Still, we are faithful. I mean, we are with NDA because it is issue-based, and but we have every right, every authority to withdraw from NDA also if situation demands.
I have a
I'd
question,
like,
sir.
yeah, okay,
Yeah.
carry on.
Sir, you said that MNF is meant for the progress, correct? Two young voters are here today. Do you think MNF has brought enough prospect for the young voters in Mizoram in terms of employment and enterprise? Because two young voters are here.
Very much, very much. You see, MNF government has done a lot for sports infrastructure and sport development. MNF government has done a lot for upliftment of education, not only the infrastructure, but also the system. MNF has done a lot for entrepreneurship development. And now, from the next term, MNF will implement SEDP youth-oriented program also. That means that under SEDP youth-oriented program, only youth will be covered under the scheme. So there are many, you see, good things that MNF government has done during the last 5 years. For your information, the sport infrastructure that MNF government has made during the last 5 years is much more than the sports infrastructure created by Congress Party for more than 10 years. And that is also, as we all know, COVID was very cruel, despite the fact that COVID has affected our finance, our economy, like anything. But still, the MNF government can avail funding not from the you see state annual plan, but from elsewhere from the union budget and even from CSR initiative. So the youth are happy, and I am sure that votes of the youth will be amassed by MNF party in plenty. Let us see
Lynn, do
when
you
the result.
agree with sir? Lynn, do you agree with sir?
So
Did
we
they
have
do
two
enough
young
for you?
voters.
Yeah. In
Can I
terms
have a
of
question,
development,
please? Can I have a
Yeah, yeah,
question?
please.
yeah.
Yes,
Uh,
yes.
I would like to ask our honorable sports minister as well as our ZPM leader here. First, to our honorable sports minister, Purobar Romoy Roite, if you came to power again in this 2023 election, how will you solve this unemployment rate here in Mizoram? And the same question goes to our ZPM leader.
A very, very good
That's the
question.
main concern of
Very,
the youth today.
very good questions. I'm really regretful to say that because of COVID, recruitment to the various posts of various departments under government of Mizoram were prohibited and restricted also. And it was necessary also. This so no big no huge recruitment was process was done by MNF. But now the financial situation is hugely improved, and COVID has gone also. I do assure you that to fight employment, direct recruitment for the various posts of various government posts will also be done, and more importantly, most importantly, even in the private sector and you see PSU sector, the MNF government will certainly try its level best to recruit, to engage, to give employment in a maximum manner. So please forget about 2020 to 2023 or 22. It was because of COVID recruitment then and could not be done. But now situation will different, and I am sure that you will find the government that you have been waiting in the next term, which will be MNF party.
Over to the JPM leader, please.
Although I won't like to cross our honorable sports minister, let me be clear. The reason the youths of the states have been fleeing for the ZPM party is mainly due to solving of the unemployment issues. For that, we do have raised a slogan for the youth, especially the entrepreneurship development scheme. Apart from that, employment generation through from the border trade, uh, as well as bringing up another issues, giving capital subsidies and loans to young budding entrepreneurs. We have so many others in the schemes and in our policies, and I would like to say tonight that ZPM is a youth friendly. As you can see, 50% of the candidates are below 50. So basically, as per the percentage of this thing, the reason that mainly the youth of these states has jumped into ZPM is because we cannot provide a job through the government portal alone. We cannot promise a job in the government sector only. We cannot, you cannot assure you that we are going to set an example, a job profile in other public sector units where more than 70% are sick PSUs. So we need to revive all those things. Either we need to revive or you need to close those things as per the CAG recommendations. And so many, avenues are opening. And the first and the foremost is that we need to, strengthen the youth. You need to empower them to enhance their skill, to, give them the capital they require to give them, assured them with the central governmental schemes, including the loans and all these things. Uh, First of all, we need to enhance their skills. First of all, to be employable and to start a new business, and not only in this, ITs, and not only in the service sectors, but also in the agricultural sector. Also, we promise them to, give a budgetary allocation in the. Unlike the MNF party in this current financial year, uh, for the agriculture, agri and allied departments, only 1 lakh rupees was given as a capital. This thing allocation was given in the whole of the budget. So basically, we are going to allocate budgetary allocation in the this thing in the budget also. Yeah. It will be friendly, not only friendly, like in four of the stocks, in four of this. Crops, we are giving assured price, minimum support price scheme. So that's definitely in our policy. So basically, we are going to create an employment not only through the service sector, not only through, you know sitting and idling over there waiting for the government schemes and all these things. We just need to empower them. In order to do that, we do have a scheme of enhancing the skills, not only on entrepreneurial level, for the workers level. We would like to implement in our policies, national skill framework policy, the skilling and scaling of those workers, rating of the skills. So not only using that one, we need to give them an assurance not only on that employment, but also security in their social life, like uh, provident fund, NPS, and all these things. So I do hope that using this thing, what do you call it, using the border trade, if the situation becomes better with our neighboring countries, and also to to give not only for smuggling and all these things. Instead of that one, we need to value addition this thing from border to border, either from the Bangladesh and from the Myanmar. We do have a scheme and policies in tandem with the central government. We just really need to implement all the good schemes which are already there, instead of just lying around and giving handles to all those the smugglers, the antisocial elements which are passing through us. We just need to check the law and order situation across the border. Apart from that, we just need to give them, and we just need to empower them. We need to empower the youth. Employment is not only on the government sector. Apart from the government sector, we do know that we are having currently employing around 49,000 employees for roughly 12 lakhs population. Uh, Roughly around 4%, 4.5% of the population are getting nearly more than 70% of the budget. So basically, we need to scale down the level of employment. So we cannot assure them on the government jobs, definitely. But we do need to turn around our financial situation first. We need to, take austerity measures on financial issues. So right now, what we can assure of them is that using the central government schemes and
I'll have to cut you short. We're running short of time. My last question is to the two young voters. I want to understand, when you go to vote, both Joshua and Lalin, uh, do you get swayed by the by issues such as the Mizo identity, the ethnic security, or the issues raised by MNF, influx and all that issues, or you vote on the basis of employment promises, policies for development? When you voted this time, what was your concern? What did you vote for? Did you, because the Manipur was burning and this issue was very much highlighted in your state. So, what was your prime concern when you voted this time? This question is both of you. Learn in first.
Yes, I think such constraints influence voters, me as well as other young voters. Especially from my side, yes, these Manipur constraints or Myanmar constraints really influence me. However, I think the ground reality, I have to check the ground reality. So I think the most influential thing on this election from my side is their manifestos and how have they how have the party become during their ruling, how have the party made development in the state, and yes, like that.
Okay, Joshua.
So from my personal side, uh, there has been major
Louder, please, Joshua.
huh? Is my voice audible?
Yes, audible, but that's the highest I believe you can.
So simply, my choice of vote was to observe a new system, a change.
So you voted for change, all the emotional issues didn't affect you.
Yeah, it is from my personal side, but it cannot be agreed by all.
Of course, it's your personal view only. Afrida, we are actually short of time, so over to you.
So you can see that with all the with national parties like the BJP and Congress getting marginalized in Mizoram, the regional parties MNF and ZPM claim to dominance. Top brass from the MNF is still confident with the MNF to retain power due to a stable vote bank. Meanwhile, speaking about the youth, ZPM has already gained popularity over the ruling party this time. So we shall wait for December 3rd to see who will have a last laugh. Thank you so much to all our
If
panelists, Arjun
if
Kaushik,
Zanzi,
And
for joining us.
Mr.
And
I repeat once
Mr.
again, this is
Kausik,
not a
Mr.
gospel
Kausik,
truth.
once
This is a
one
exit
point
poll. Yes,
one
please.
point only. If
Yes, yes.
Zanzi is there to discuss about the post poll survey reports, let us include all the post poll, which are more than six. You confine to the post poll, which bias, which with maximum biasness support MNF. Is it not fair?
Yeah,
This is
Kosik,
this is
just one word, just few words.
this is we will discuss only on the survey which was done by India Today and my axis. So
Yeah,
we
yeah,
cannot discuss other post poll surveys.
just
Yes,
few
yes,
words,
please,
just few
please,
words.
Professor Donker.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
yes,
yeah.
Professor Donker.
See, I mentioned that in the previous term, BJP had MLA because of Congress defectors. And this time, in case if BJP is lucky enough to have one or two MLA, it may be due to defectors
Yes,
from
that's
both
the
MNF
highest
and
they can
Congress.
have.
Both MNF and Congress. Okay, that's all.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. Thank you, gentlemen. And thank you, Lalin, for joining us. It was wonderful having you all. We had much to discuss, but due to constraint of time, we'll have to end the show here. Thank you so much. We'll wait till third.
Thank you very
Okay.
much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for the platform and good night,